Hello and welcome to our special coverage of the Golden Panda Awards, which has just concluded last night with a red carpet and awarding ceremony. And our roundtable discussion on cinema is just about to get started. I'm Zhang Meng, coming to you live from Chengdu, China. And in the studio today, we are glad to be joined by three of my colleagues. A warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, Monica, and this is Churchill. Thanks for having us. And I'm a reporter from CGTN Global Business. And right now I'm in Chengdu, Sichuan. I'm so happy to come here and happy to meet you guys.
Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans notre émission Table Ronde. Hello everyone, I'm Xu Zhike, a reporter from CGTN Français. And I'm here in Chengdu to make the report of Golden Panda Awards, and Chengdu is my second hometown, so I'm very glad to come back home.
Hi everyone, it's Celine, and thank you for tuning in to our discussions with our wonderful ladies here. We talk about the Golden Panda Awards and something more.
Right, so before we delve into the discussion on the Golden Panda Awards and cinema and more, let's get a quick look at the basic background of what's the awards about, right? So basically, the Golden Panda Awards is both a local and international cultural event that's being held in southwest China's Chengdu city. And so it's unlike Beijing, Shanghai, or Hainan Island International Film Festival, which I've personally been covering for the past years. It's in recognition for not only movies, but also television, documentary, and television, right, which are the four animation and TV, which are the four main award categories, right? And also, I think it's a relatively young festival because it's being held every 2 years, and it's only the second edition of its kind so far, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So why does it called like a Golden Panda? Is there any meaning behind it?
That's a good question. So, of course, panda is China's national treasure, right? And it's loved by people from all around the world. It's cute.
Yeah,
it represents peace.
Yeah, it's fluffy and
round.
little cute movements. It's just adorable. The chubby belly.
Yeah.
I think everyone will be, wow, that's so cute. That's so adorable. And I think the fact that it's a national treasure, and the fact that it just looks so cute, and its image that just travels globally. And that's why I think Chengdu names this festival as Golden Panda International Film Festival. I think it's home to pandas, first of all, and then pandas can serve as a symbol of cultural exchanges because it can resonate across globally.
Right.
No one don't like panda.
Yeah, it's black and white, and it's political right.
Yeah,
and black and white. Yeah, and I like its laid back like way of life. You know, very chill out, very fulfilled, and very free. You know.
Yes, and I have visited the Valley of Panda with a lot of invites, foreigner invites, and most of them are French. And I have a little interview of them, and they are very impressive in the Valley of Panda, because first of all, the living condition of panda is very well, like in the forest, have a lot of plants, have rivers, and the air is cool. It's like a paradise. And the second of all is panda is so adorable. They are eating the bamboos and playing the toys, very lazy, very relaxed, and all people like it. And the French, the visit, buy a lot of souvenirs of panda, and they got a lot of souvenirs to their family members too. So I think, the panda is a very good. How to say?
Mask.
Very good mask,
Symbol.
very good mark, symbol to let the foreign countries to know China more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And do you know, like pandas are very like picky of bamboos. They require the freshness of bamboos a lot.
Yes, they have to eat bamboos and fruits.
Yeah.
They like to eat the fruits, fresh fruit.
Yeah, they eat healthy.
Yeah.
I think pandas are so cute, and it's not just pandas who has a laid-back style. It's Chengdu itself. You're from Chengdu, right?
Yeah.
The vibe of the city, right?
I visited a tea house of Chengdu. That's so famous, and tea houses are like many of them have weathered the test of time and still there. And locals just go there, sipping tea, swapping stories,
playing
so
mahjong.
chill. And I went to visit there. It's on Thursday and Friday, and that's a lot of people. I'm wondering, don't they have to work? But they just sit there sipping tea,
enjoy themselves
yes,
so much.
putting the world to rights, just talk, and that's so laid back, like you said.
The city have a lot of locals. They don't have pressure like us in Beijing. We have a lot of work pressure, but here very relaxed.
And you guys so much.
How about like when we retired, we guys like moved to Chengdu like for fulfillment.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
We can have a reunion.
That's the
here.
deal then. So holding a cultural event under the name of Golden Pandas feels just right to Chengdu.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
since we're talking about cinema today, I believe one of our guests today, I'd say she's an actress in some sense, right?
Wow.
So you've been making short videos on your social media, right, about Chinese and French cultures. Tell us
Yes.
more.
Of course, I make a lot of short video between the conflicts of Chinese culture and French culture, and the most of them are funny comedies. And I think the most difficult part of this short video is to write a good script. All of my videos are under 5 minutes or even more shorter. So to show the conflicts in such a short time and to keep humor all the time is very hard. So it's always
Especially the first 10 to 15 seconds.
yes,
right?
yes.
Is it in French?
It's in French. So it's always take a few days to write a script. And if you want to write a good script, you have to know well the French culture and also Chinese culture. So I watch a lot of short videos in TikTok to look what makes French people laugh, what they are really care about, and what they are thinking be like. It's different from Chinese people. Yeah,
I agree. Not just the language, but the way they think, right?
Yes, but the way they think, the way their opinions to life is totally different. So, and I have to keep creative all the time in my daily life. I have to make myself more have a lot of inspiration in my daily life. So it's the most hard part. But the most challenging part. But the most interesting part is that I think is acting. I like acting very much. When I watch a movie, I will copy the acting part that I like. Don't like others, maybe. They just watch the stories, the content, but I will replay the part that I like again and try to copy it. So I think the acting part is funny. And like you said, I acting in French. It's not my language, it's my second language. So it's different feeling when you acting in Chinese. So I think it's another challenge and interesting.
Yeah. And what's your most hittest short video on TikTok? How is the number and volume of it?
Yeah,
wow, it's difficult to say the number in English because my English is poor, but I can say in Chinese it's 2000多万.
Okay. That's 20 million.
20 millions.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's one small tiny target.
Yeah.
一个小目标.
One
small tiny target.
Yes, yes.
What are some of the reaction from the audiences?
Oh, my audience like very much my short videos. When because of the work, I have no time to publish my short video. They will very hurry. They will push me. Come out more short videos. I think it's so interesting. And through your videos, I know more about China's culture. I know more about how Chinese people think. So I think it's meaningful.
Speaking of audiences, another important indicator of film is box office performance, right? So, Cherry, I know you're from the biz department. So, tell us the latest number and, what's the box office performance is like.
Yeah, in regards of the 2025 summer box office, it surpassed nearly 12 billion, which is 120亿. 12 billion. So like this year's, we have like 10 hittest movies, like Nobody, like The Dead to Rights, and The Dongji Rescue. So I think it's kind of like quite marvelous. And when I interviewed Mar Yang and Joe, they all said like these like foreign guests, they all said they are quite they pay a really high comments about the Chinese movie because they think they see the Chinese movie are very promising, and that they think like we should like create more Chinese movie to go abroad.
And by the way, Mr. Yang is one of the jury members at this year's Golden Panda Awards, right?
Yeah, and he's quite cute. I think like he also like directed Doctor Who in Britain, and because lots of people we see TV dramas like British TV dramas like Doctor Who, but like he thinks like lots of Chinese people they understand a lot of like foreign movies, and it's our urgent like we should like promote our Chinese movie like Chinese culture to abroad like哪吒 2 and Nobody, because lots of like symbols and ideologies behind it is very good. For example, Nobody. Because it's showcase the topic of like we ordinary people can be bravely, and we start whenever it's late. It's never too late to start a new journey.
Right. So when you guys go to a movie in your daily life, what kind of added consumption will you engage in, like buying snacks?
Yeah, of course, that's popcorn count. I always buy a lot of snacks when watching movies. When I go inside the movie theater, a lot of snacks on my hand, and the chips, popcorns, the something to drink, bubble tea, yes. And do you have noted that nearby the cinema, there are always the shops of bubble tea and snacks? They attract me to buy.
Location, right?
Yes, and a lot of children like to buy some movie IP production like Dolls of哪吒and something else, and you can buy it very simply just in the movie theater. They sell that.
I think for me, I'm not very big on merch, like the things you said that kids would buy. But I will definitely go for snacks because if I'm not late, because that happens so very often. So if I have time, besides snacks, I think I will indulge myself in the claw machine, wawaji. And 99% of the time, you're not getting it. But it's just a game of gambling. It gives you this thrill. It's a nice little distraction before the movie starts. And then when it comes to snacks, I think I will go for something light and something not too crunchy because you don't want people chewing next to you. I think we've all been there, right? Yeah. So I would go for something light, less crunchy, and I know popcorn is all-time favorite, but I think I will go for something sugar-free because that's so high in sugar and calories. And ladies, I would personally go for sugar-free and some freshened beverages. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm sure you have noticed, there will be, massage chairs on the seats in the cinema. I think it's, to some point, is a good and clever move because movies, I think white-collar workers go to cinema very often. And I don't know about you guys, but I do have sore backs and shoulders.
Me too.
So
I can relate.
Yeah, right? And we have wheelchair, I'm sorry, I'm not saying wheelchair, but massage chairs. It just gives you 3 minutes, 15 minutes of massaging. You can relax. It's a perfect way to unwind while you are watching films, which are supposed to be relaxing, to just indulge yourself in that moment. So I think it really speaks to the business models, to the added consumption that you said. It's not just buying a ticket. It's never always about the ticket in this day and age because we're exposed to more choices, to more goods and consumption. It's not just the ticket itself. It's the whole process. It's the whole experience.
Yeah. And I like to scan the QR code on the massage chair, and I think it's very cheap.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
Yeah,
Make it a combo, right?
Yeah, very comfortable, very cozy. It's around 15 yuan for nearly 15 minutes. So I think it's a good worth it.
And
it actually
saves time, right? While you are watching a movie.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it's double experience. Yeah.
To make appointment for the spa.
Very efficiency.
Yeah.
Right. So beyond market performance and the added consumption, another driving force of the film, of the cinema's future is technology, right? So are you guys fans of sci-fi movies or?
Yeah, I don't think I'm an expert in it, but I do enjoy watching it. The sci-fi films, I think it takes us to different worlds, so different than what we are living today. And I'm naturally curious to how human imagination can take us. I'm naturally curious to how different things of the novelty there. And sci-fi films are definitely about the making skills, the filmmaking skills. And the technology is, of course, a very important element in it. And then just technology isn't only being used in sci-fi movies, but a lot of other movies, Naja to the blockbuster, the animation hit. So I think the application of technology in it, in films, in everything is really a natural progression of society, because we need technology to free up our minds, our hands, to focus on more creative things and to generate more ideas to make a film better. So if you're a filmmaker, you know you have not adequate, but just you have excellent technologies. It gives you peace of mind, because you can rely on something. It's like a backup. But what do matter is your ideas, your concepts. Technology can be can support yourself, can be a tool. But what really shine are your ideas and concepts. I was talking to the former Greek Prime Minister, Mr. George Papandreou, and he said something interesting, because he said he went to Geneva for a United Nations event, and he saw works designed by AI or technologies, or at least incorporates the elements of AI. And he started to wondering what is really art. So that suddenly all gets so philosophical, what is art? But he then added that as long as humans are in control, that we put our ideas in it, that's art, that's film. So I think it really speaks volume of the importance of our concepts, of our ideas, and technology is just icing on the cake.
Yes, just like you said, I think technology is important, but it's always the support. What matters more is the real story, the good ideas,
the content.
Yes, the content behind it. So, like I'm a reporter, when I make the short videos and the reports, I always keep in mind that how to tell well the China story. That's the main point, that's the main goal. So I think if we want to move our audience, you have to make the story authentic story, engaging story, truly story that will really across the ocean to hit the heart of people and to connect the people.
Yeah, exactly. I think the movie, the story behind it is most matters, because, for example, the F1 Fury, it's casted by Brad Pitt, and I'm really in love with Brad Pitt because he's so smoky and handsome, and because I think the screenplay behind it is about like someone around the middle age, maybe retired. It's never too late to start again. So I think like Brad Pitt, he is like featured the racing cars, and I think this also like an old thing, because when I was in the cinema, I was in the first eyesight. It's gave me like an immersive experience. So this is called like we can enjoy ourselves, and this like feedback is really well, I think.
Right. So while technology is shaping the films in history,
in arts,
shaping
everything
our
really.
boundaries.
Yeah, but what's more important is how Chinese cinema is going global recently, right? So I've just learned about a week ago, Chinese actress Xin Zhilei has made history actually, right? By winning Best Actress at the 82nd Venice International Film Festival. And also earlier this year, one of my favorite Chinese young directors, Bi Gan, his latest film production, what's the title again? Coco? Resurrection, right?
Resurrection.
Resurrection, or Wild Times, 黄野时代 in Chinese.
Yes.
That's winning special jury prize at the Cannes International Film Festival earlier, right?
Yes.
So tell us more. Since it's a French international film festival, right?
So I think if we want to our Chinese movie get international, we have 2 points to reach. First of all is you have to have a good idea and a fresh idea. I think there are a lot of folk arts movie and kung fu arts movie already very famous in the world and let our mark of Chinese movie in the international film markets is a very good thing, but also make the international film markets have a one-side view of Chinese movies. So we need to dig up more stories, to find more fresh ideas. Maybe you combine the traditional culture, Chinese culture, with the modern perspective into the movie. And the second one, I think the International Film Festival have a very high standard level of production. So we have to improve the quality of our production, like we hire the professional group and we are willing to invest more money and we make the visual things more beautiful, the sound things more influence. Like we have to improve the quality in every way. And the last of the things I think is to hire the influence pop stars. Like in the Resurrection, we have Jackson Yang Tianxi. He is very famous already in the world. He have a lot of fans. And Shu Qi, also well known in the world. So they are very attractive to the international market film, and they have a lot of fans. They have a very big influence. So if you want our Chinese movie more popular, you have to consider to casting the actors who is already famous, already influenced.
Yeah.
That movie Resurrection, you said, I think it's a story about someday in the future people stop dreaming, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
That's what I talk about, the beauty of sci-fi movies. Imagine we all stop dreaming today. So that's a different world, and that really, yeah, you said, it's a different plot. It's a novel plot, the content behind it.
Yes, exactly. And talking about Xinzhilei, have you guys watched the TV dramas Blossoms in Shanghai?
Yeah, I love it so much.
It's a great hit.
I also in love with it because it features like ordinary people. I think the background is around the 1980s, last century, and the ordinary people, they fight like in the stock market and become super rich. So I think this is also like a kind of like a background of Shanghai, and lots of like foreign editors and filmmakers, they are in love with this screenplay behind it. So as Coco just said, the authenticity behind the screenplay is the most important thing. And another thing, I think we should like add some she power, female power into it as well, because one of the editor, he talked about his daughter really in love with the Mulan, featured by Crystal Liu Yifei. It's also our the most famous actress in the China, because this she power like Mulan substitute her father to go for the army. I think it is kind of like between the family value and feminism.
And what are some of the advices of how Chinese cinema or film productions can getting more recognition at major international film festivals around the world?
I want to build up on that. The Xinzhilei, Best Actress, by the way, good for her. That's really makes us all proud of her. And Xinzhilei, the very fact she won the Best Actress in the Venice International Film, it's not only about the work itself. It's not only about herself. It's also about international voices. It's also about professional talents, because I do want to, name another beautiful woman here, Zhao Tao. She's already very famous. She has won several international film awards, which is not easy. Trust me, it's not easy for Chinese actor or for Asian actor or actress to win at such an important international film gala. And she personally is multi-time like winner of those international film festivals. And she is a jury of this year's Venice Film Festival. And I think she did a lot because she sold the story, I think the movie is 日挂中天, right? She sold story, she explained this to other juries because Western cultures, Eastern cultures, or Chinese culture, Western cultures, they're so different. I don't think like people in Europe will like 100% get what the movie is all about. And for long, I think Western politics and or aesthetics has dominated the international arena, culture-wise. So we need someone like Zhao Tao in there, in jury, to speak for the work, to speak for Chinese culture, and to speak for Chinese stories. We need that, and that's, I think, one of the advice I would give personally. And the second one is, of course, tapping into the technologies. Everyone's talking about technologies, the visual arts, the CGI on Naja 2 blockbuster. Of course, we have Black Myth Wukong, we have Nobody. And this technologies is really, making the Chinese films take up more shares in the global markets. And that's another thing. I think also speaks to the volume that we need to stay rooted in our own culture, and that really travels well, tap into the universal values.
Yeah, we also need Zhao Tao in the jury to break the barrier and serve as the bridge between Chinese and the Western society,
Yeah, that's
especially
why
in the film industry.
That's why we need more global talent like her with like a global mindset, like to know the approach of that international film festivals.
And to let our Chinese
faces.
Our Chinese faces, our Chinese want to be heard by the others.
Going to the global stage.
By the way, I like Zhao Tao's performance so much. She doesn't really need to talk too much, right?
Yeah, it's like just herself in that movie. She's not playing anyone. She's just playing herself
and dancing
so
right
natural.
in the snow.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to more of her productions in the future, right?
Yeah.
So Coco, I know you're quite familiar with French cultures, of course. Right?
Yeah.
So what is the core of French culture that can resonate with Chinese?
Oh, I think the most important part is always the content. That a good movie who can reach us is they tell some feelings that all humans shares. Like in a movie called Intouchable, en français c'est Intouchable. The story tells the two people, white people and black people. They have a lot of difference in cultural backgrounds, and they are different, higher in the society. But they finally resolved the problem of the conflict and became very good friends. The friendship is very great, and they is very touching people, because the friendship is the same in China and in France. So telling something that's shared by all the people is the core, and to be recognized with two countries. I think the French movies keep real, have their own way to say the story, have their own style, and tell something that they are familiar with in their cultural backgrounds. They tell the things in their daily life, real, and have a French style. So that will be, liked by the Chinese. So our Chinese movies can also try not to please them, but tell our good stories and have our real emotion. So that will liked by the French people too.
French people are really laid back too, right?
Yeah. Just like Chengdu.
Yeah, related to Chengdu. I also like Untouchable very much, because I like the friendship between different races, between different colors. I think, because I think the male leader, he's old
disabled.
guy,
Yeah.
disabled, and like the people who assist him is a black guy,
Yes.
a young guy, and like there's there's always lots of problem in the Western society between different races. But I think this untouchable movie, it's makes lots of like a symbol and a subtle like a friendship ideology between this movie. I think this is the most like hittest part of it.
Yes, and the movie is very funny.
Yeah,
It's
funny,
a comedy
yeah.
movie.
It's kind of like typical French movie. It's very
Yes.
trivial, ordinary life, and funny, and give people like a sense of like a humorous.
Yes, so our laugh points is similar with French.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you guys see the significance of the cultural exchange between Chinese cinema and not just French, but also West cultures in general, in the bigger picture?
I think to put it on national level, that is exactly the reason why we need event like Golden Panda Awards, because China just don't really have those very famous international film festivals. That's why we are trying to have them. We are trying to host like events like this, and that really is what we are doing right now in terms of the context of China's global communication. We need more voices from China to be heard. We need more voices of Chinese people, Chinese professionals and filmmakers. But most important of all, I think that's all built on the foundation that we have abundant exchanges. We have communication with filmmakers internationally, and for them to come here in Chengdu, it just gives us this opportunity, because they can bring us, or bring the Chinese people, filmmakers, practitioners, fresh ideas, different set of mindsets, different set of filmmaking skills and logic. That's why we need communication like this. And of course, with my conversation with Mr. Papanjo, he said, for them to come here, we are embracing diversity. We are embracing different mindsets. We're embracing different voices. And this is totally a platform for us to just sit together, like we're doing right now, to talk, to communicate, to find solutions. And that's really important. And that's why cultural exchanges matters. Because think of the word exchange. You give me something, I give you back. You give your ideas, I give you my ideas, and then somehow we can work together to make it a better idea. I think that's the simple logic behind it. It's what we do here, and it's what China has been doing here. And the diversity always is diverse. Yes, it's good, it's cool. It also means that we have universal values. We have themes like love, family, friendship, sacrifice, or personal identity, the quest of oneself. That really resonates across the globe. I think people of all ethnicities, different nationalities can all, echo with that. So that's the importance of cultural exchanges that we are, promoting today, because it gives us a ground to work with.
Exactly. I have interviewed two guys from Burkina Faso. They are African. They come from the film agency in Burkina Faso, and they say that Golden Panda Awards is a very good opportunity to see how good the Chinese directors are, and they have already find a lot of opportunities to cooperation. And they also have in their country the film festival like Golden Panda Awards, and they will invite also our actors, actresses maybe come to their countries to find more opportunities for cooperation. It's very good.
What kind of film productions did they bring this time around? Just curious.
Oh, I didn't ask, but I think they are invited to come here to see more, because we until now, we don't have a lot of cooperations with Burkina Faso, the agents of there. So they come here to find the opportunity.
It's the best time to build such relations
Yes.
between the two countries.
We see different faces from the global south countries. I do want to mention that because I was listening to the cultural minister of Nigeria. She said that the global south, I think I I think during my private conversation with her, it's just Global South, we need a new paradigm of storytelling because it's long dominated by the Western films or cultures. Of course, they are good, we are good, and cultures are equal. And it just gives us a peek into what people from Global South, from the world, are really thinking and what's behind their logic. And it's certainly a platform for the Global South countries, for China and the Western countries to collaborate.
Yeah, and spread ideas that are worth spreading, I think. Because when I was like interview with Mao Yang, he's like also like a British producer. He said like lots of people we know like Doctor Who, but like he requires like more of like a British people to know about the Chinese culture.
I'm a big fan of Doctor Who too.
Yeah, oh really? Because I think it's time to like to be equal, like this conversation. Like as you can see, for a lot of time, like we were like dominated by like Western like ideology, like and their like a sense of like a value the world. So nowadays we will like trying to find is there any like a Chinese culture like a Hanfu or like Chinese culture Nezha or nobody like behind it? How ordinary people we can feature their lives like to give a sense for the movie makers.
By the way, did you get a chance to wear hanfu around here in Chengdu this time?
Yeah,
She's going to. Right?
Yeah, I'm wearing hanfu to the ceremony, also to the giant panda base. But I think like a panda, it can like recognize my hanfu. So like he's like all laid back and sleeping.
To them, we're just people.
Yeah, we're just the people, maybe black and white
Yes,
as well.
who walk on 2 feet for them.
So as we've mentioned, the Golden Panda Awards is relatively a young and emerging film festival, but I think which is good, right? It has a lot of potential and possibilities in terms of inviting filmmakers and practitioners from all around the world.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So last but not least, so I think 2025 this year marks a very important milestone for cinema. Right, it's 130th anniversary of the world cinema and 120th anniversary of the Chinese cinema. So I'd really like to ask you guys a very poetic question. What is the charm of movies that can have such a lasting power that makes it such a lasting power?
I think it reflects as a mirror. Reflecting other people's life. And when I sit in the cinema, I can be related to them and imagine I'm the actress. I control the whole new world. And I think this is very like thrilling and fantastic. And I think like in regardless of this, I think movie like shares lots of like a common value. So that's what I think is very significant.
Yes, I think the charm of the movies is to let us to know well each others and to know deeper this society, because we can see a lot of things that we will never experience in the real life, and the people we will never meet in our life. And the most important, the film can help us to know well ourselves. Imagine if sometimes you feel struggle, sometimes you feel sad and no hope in life, very heavy, and you see a movie, a person who exactly have the same feeling with you, and after his struggle, he finally find a little hope in life. And then you will suddenly think, oh, I'm not the only one in this world. I've been understood. I've been understood by the director, by a lot of audience. And you will think maybe my life will always have hope in the end. So I think the being understood is a very great feeling. And I think the movies is like magic door. It can pack all the roads that you have never walked and all the sceneries that you have never seen in 1 or 2 hours, and you just sit down and watch use 1 or 2 hours to travel the whole world, and that's the most beautiful part. And also the movie will let us to say goodbye well and to remember well. Like if you watch a movie who telling about story who lost his loved, maybe you will cry, but after crying, you will feel better. Like you're using a movie to say goodbye to your love. And like the movies like Dead to Rights, the movie telling about history, telling about Nanjing massacre.
That took place in
Yes,
1937.
Yes, of course.
Which, by the way, as someone from Nanjing myself, I can relate a lot. It hit me really hard. So.
Yes, and when you see the movie, you will remember more clearly the heroes, the ordinary people who helping each other
During difficult times.
Yes,
right.
and remember the cruel history. We will have a correct view of our history. Do not ever forget it, especially for the new generation, for the children. It's a good material of education.
Yeah, exactly. Like our father's generation, they fight so hard with the tears and the blood to create a whole new world for us. And we should treasure it. And this is this comes from this blood and the tears. So Dead to Rights is awesome. And apart from the Dead to Rights, there's also another movie called Dongji Rescue. But the story behind this is the sinking of the Lisbon Maru. It's about a Chinese fisherman rescued 385 British soldiers. So I think this helping with each other, especially in the wartime, is very, very treasure.
For me, I think films, for starters, it speak to the fact that humans, we have this innate desire to record, to tell, to share, and to memorize. It really resonates with you personally if that film tells their personal stories, and it also educates you different things or history that you don't know, if that's movies like Lisbon Maru or the Dead to Rights. It just puts things in perspectives, right? And it can really echo across generations, because you mentioned the themes of sacrifice, of identity. That's what I've been saying is the universal values that makes films more appreciated across the globe, that it can strike a chord among the global audiences. And that, for me, films is the gateway. It opens a different door to a whole different thing, and that thing needs artistic expression. And that's, I think, what make film more, charm and make its influence last.
Especially when you're sitting alone in the dark, right?
Yeah, that's like a private conversation of yourself, right? Because you know better about yourself by listening or watching others' stories. You have your curiosities met, but you also get more know more layers about yourself as a person.
You're finding yourself who you are, and your self awareness and your cultural identity.
That's right.
That's actually the same question I had asked during the interview with director Chen Kaige, who is also the
what's he like?
He's very humble, he's kind, and he also serves as the jury president of this year's Golden Panda Awards. And I really like to share his answer that he said in Chinese, and I quote, 假作真实真亦假, 无为有处有还无, which literally means the magic of cinema lies between reality and illusion. I think that's
well said.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're living a surreal part of your life. You can imagine it, and it's kind of like between the fantasy and ordinary, mundane, and the trivial life. So this gives the people lots of imagination and creation. I think this is the most hidden motivation for our human beings.
And reflection and retrospection.
Yeah.
So in the end, what's the biggest takeaway from this year's covering and reporting? Is this first time for you guys to cover the
my second time here.
It's my first time.
Yeah, my first time.
Oh, you mean this event? Yes,
right.
Absolutely first time.
But my second time to Chengdu.
Yeah, second time to Chengdu as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna after this show, I'm gonna travel around Chengdu, because Coco already gave me loads of recommendations. Because last time I come here is nearly 13 years ago, and this time I think because Chengdu, the GDP of Chengdu is ranked 6th, I think. It's very marvelous, and lots of landmarks of Chengdu is kind of eye-opening. So it's worth to try it.
My most happy thing is that I made a lot of reports very meaningful. So I think it's the most meaningful part of my work here. And then after this work, I will go back home.
And I
Really
will
enjoy.
check out your Facebook page later.
That's so great. I think Chengdu attracts a lot of foreign international travelers. They call Chengdu as the city of the future, and I think it's totally right. The 3 days is it 3 days?
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. I've spent here because I've been to Chengdu once, but I explored the touristy attractions, sites, and it's all full of people. But this time I just got the chance to dig in deeper. They have this laid-back style. You know, I went to see a film on the water, floating on the water, on pebble boats, and that's so laid-back. That's so cinematic. And I think for a city like Chengdu to host this event really speaks something. And I think, yeah, we wish all the best.
Yeah, it's like you bring the Liangma River to the Chengdu on the paddle boards.
But the atmosphere is totally different. It's more laid back and chill.
So the 2025 Golden Panda Awards has come to a close, but it will continue to serve as a platform to the cultural exchange and film co-productions, right, and creating innovations and everything in terms of movies and TVs. So I think that's pretty much what we have today, right?
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us on our roundtable discussion today. And for everyone who are watching online, stay tuned to CGTN as we continue to bring you the latest from latest stories from China and around the world. And on a personal note, keep rolling and keep celebrating cinema with us. And bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Au revoir.
Until next time.
Bye. See you next time.